What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're going to be talking through all the readathons happening in May. Hello my darlings, welcome to this video. If you're new to my channel, each month I put out a readathon video going through the upcoming readathons that I found for May. I am doing this with an extremely quick turnaround time, so it is going to be very rapid fire. I'm trying to get more succinct with these videos. We'll see if that ever actually ends up happening. And I just want to thank everyone who has already utilized the readathon form. It does make my life so much easier, and I feel like it's more authentic to the readathon being able to express it in your words rather than me trying to butcher it. So if you have any readathons that you're aware of or hosting or co-hosting in upcoming months, feel free to jump into the form and leave them linked down below, and I will get to them in the respective month that they are for. My usual disclaimers, I will be only mentioning the ones that I found on YouTube and or through this form. If it's on Instagram and there's no announcement on YouTube, I don't know. So that's where this form also comes in handy, so I can get ones that are not YouTube based and that I can find through searching. I will only be mentioning the main creator or the person whose announcement video I found it through, and giving a brief description of the readathon itself. This is at the time of filming, so 6:30 on Tuesday the 30th of April, and this should be going up hopefully by 8 o'clock tonight, so I gotta get a wriggle on. If any others get announced, they will go into the YouTube playlist, which I'll leave linked down below. I do not update the Readathon spreadsheet with ones that I've found after. It is always the playlist, but I do have every readathon that I've mentioned linked down below in the description box. I have the Readathon spreadsheet, which gives you the spiel that I've spoken about in this video as well, and then the YouTube playlist, so if you want to keep up to date with ones that get announced and have been found by me and or mentioned in the comments down below post filming, that is the place to get the information that you need. So next disclaimer is, please use the resources. They're there if you want to go through the spreadsheet and have a look at the descriptions. I did post these last night because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to film and edit this video last night, so the information has been out for a while, so hopefully that has been helpful in being able to plan your TBRs. And I try and do it as close to the end of the month as humanly possible, understanding that readathons do get announced at the beginning of the month, but those, it is just what it is. So hopefully you can find something that will tickle your fancy. So we're going to start with the shortest readathons and go through to the longest. There are 28 readathons, 24 month long. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's dive in. Our shortest one is a long weekend running from the 3rd to the 6th, and that is Final Support Group Round 12, which is created by Steph Loves. As per usual, the focus is to finish those final books, but the bingo board is a mixture of bookish and self-care. So there's continuation, station, final books, and you can work this however you please. The main goal is just to make the progress in those series that we often neglect. Then we have a week-long readathon going from the 24th to the 31st of May, which is Mystery and Mayhem, which I found on Hannah the Teacher's TBR. This is a team-based readathon where there is a sign-up form to be assigned to a team, and there are 3 different teams. So are you going to solve the mystery or be part of the chaos? Prompts are assigned a certain amount of points, and then these points can be used to your team objective. So it looks very interesting. I do love the chaos aspect and the solving the mystery, and I'm very curious to hear who comes out on top. Then we have a 2-week readathon going from the 17th to the 31st, and that is the Ever After Readathon, which was created by Books for Ever After. This is celebrating their birthday and first love historical romance. There is a 3 and a 4x4 bingo card and prompt cards to select what prompts you want on those bingo boards. There are stipulations to what prompts can and can't be used, but that's all explained in the announcement video, and they will be popping a pre-made version into their Discord if you don't want to have to select your own prompts. Doubling and tripling up is allowed, and there are also giveaways occurring throughout. Then we have a 15-day readathon running from the 13th to the 27th, and that's Hikeathon by Macy from The Brightside Girl. Hikeathon is a combination of both reading and physical challenges designed us to move. Reading is a stationary activity, so being on the move is always a good time, and really the sole part of this particular readathon, getting outside and just being present. There are 15 reading badges and 6 physical badges, so these are the particular prompts, which you can double up. There are also a photo challenge every day on Instagram with a US giveaway running. like badges, and they're adorable. I love them so much. I am a very badge driven readathon person, if we didn't know. 24 month-long readathons. I'm shooketh. I'm sure there has been, like, Christmas was nuts, but I think this is one of the most amount of readathons happening in a while, from full month-longs. So the first is Mystery May Bingo, which was created by Off the Bookshelf 321. And this is just a fun way to challenge yourself to read more throughout the month of May. The bingo board is on Instagram, and the prompts are very open to your own interpretation, and badges will be available for completion or completions. Then we have the KU and Kindle Mayhem Readathon, which is created by Dusty Book Sniffers and Reading Waniva. So there are two components to this. You can either go down the Kindle Unlimited challenge to read the entire borrow list from KU, or if you choose to just go the Kindle option, you need to read the first 20 books in your Kindle library, or as an extra challenge to that, the oldest 20 out of your library. So getting to those that have been collecting digital dust. And wow, that's calling me out. I've got some very old ones there. So you have the option, or if you're a massive reader and get through the entire borrow list, go onto your Kindle side. I don't know, it's a possibility. I know that Neva and Nicole are amazing, wonderful, chaotic individuals, so this is going to be amazing, and they will have sprints going throughout. Then we have Phase Out Your TBR Round 4, which is created by Chris's Corner, and this is a readathon based off their TBR game of Phase 10, chooses your TBR. You basically are trying to complete a phase using the prompts that they've created, and they have boards for each card in the deck. This time we are working on phase 4, and the idea is to work through a TBR you'd like to phase out. So phasing out your physical, library, Kindle, opportunities here to combine readathons. Then we have the Spoonies Readathon, which is created by Novels and Brews and Reviews. This is reading books featuring disability representation to explore how disability exists in books. There are 7 optional prompts and a group read, which is The Secrets of Haven Point by Lizette Orton. Then we have May the TBR Be With You, which is created by Becca Fowl. There is a game board where you roll dice to travel to different planets. Each planet has a selection of reading prompts to choose from, and it is based off Star Wars and the planets within that. The prompts are very accessible, and you can choose how many planets you want to reach and how many rolls you want to do accordingly. Watching the TBR videos have been marvelous for this. Then we have Zombieathon, which is Zombie Awareness Readathon and Watchathon, which is created by Kat's Novel Adventures. And Zombieathon is all about celebrating Zombie Awareness Month in May. There are 7 prompts for inspiration that include ideas for reading, watching TV shows or movies, and activities related to all things zombies. There will be reading sprints throughout the month as well. Then we have the Who Done It Readathon, which I accidentally almost left off this, which is ironic. This is created by Danielle from Bookara, Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf, and myself. And I'm so proud of myself for nearly forgetting this. Basically, we've used elements from each of our TBR games, and you need to read books that connect in some way to a weapon or room or character from Cluedo, and figure out which 3 cards are in the confidential file. You can triple up across categories, but not within the same category. And when reading a book that connects to the attributes, you make the prompt off this. You can do whatever you would like with it. Once you've read a book that fits the attribute, you can then watch a reveal video that will give you 2 cards that are not in the file, and through the process of elimination, you'll be able to figure out which are the final 3 that will be in the file. The characters also have power-ups to help you on your reading journey. One of the great things about this is you can finish this readathon with 3 books. Unless you roll Mr. Green like myself and Amy, in which case you have to do 6. There's also a activity wheel which you can opt out of by choosing a particular character, but these are just bookish or activity things and just meant to add a little bit of fun once you've got your final guess. Continuing on, we have Misery May, which is hosted by Gem of Books. There is a bingo board of 9 prompts, and the goal is to read as many miserable books as you can. Misery is good and loves company, right? The goal is to find books to make you cry, and they've also got a group book as well, which is looking very sad. So, you know, if you want to be sad in May, this is great. Scott and Jem also have a bunch of recommendations about all miserable books, and it really does sound like a glorious time. Then we have Escape the Readathon, which is created by Books with Lexi, and this is a competitive team-based readathon. You collect tickets from games that there are to escape a haunted carnival. The announcement video goes into much more depth about how it's all structured, because you are trying to enter buildings and win games to be able to escape, but basically any book you read you will be able to make count somehow somehow, some way for this. You do need to sign up and join the Discord, because that is where the information will be going for where the teams are currently at. And there is also a Google Drive of information which explains it much better than I ever will. There's no doubling up. Then we have the Southern Charm Readathon, which I found on Book Lover Amanda's channel. You can read one book and you've participated, but there is a bingo board and you can use one book for as many prompts as you would like. They're same prompts as last year, which I absolutely adore. Just the Southern wholesomeness fills me with joy and serotonin and just all adorableness. And so it is a very sweet, charming readathon. Then we have the Vampire's Diary Readathon, which is created by Chloe Reads Books. This year is a competitive readathon to be the winner. There is a Google form to sign up and to track completed books. The prompts are based off of the characters of the show. There may be teeny tiny spoilers for those if you haven't seen season 1, but it's really not spoilerly. But if you're concerned about it, just check out Chloe's video first. But if you're never going to watch the show, it's okay. Or if you've already seen past season 1, you're good to go. Each prompt collected will earn 100 points plus the number of pages that book is. You can only complete the prompts once and there is no doubling up. Then we have Middle Grade May, which I found on Dark Roots Creations. If you read one middle grade, you've completed the readathon. This round is Pick Your Path. So there are 4 prompts per host and you will need to check all 4 host videos to be able to get the complete list of prompts. And you can use a day pass, so say you want to go towards one particular host but there's one from another one that you want to transfer over, you can do it like that. The prompts are there just to guide your reading if you feel so inclined, and double and tripling up is definitely allowed. Then I'm so chuffed. There's the Goober Readathon, which is created by Jashi Karan at art. Jashi Karan is taking my life over with their bullet journaling content and is actually the reason I started bullet journaling, so to be able to shout them out, fangirl moment. This is great. Anyway, this is hosted by the Bujo Buddies Book Club, and basically they just want you to enjoy your reading. There is a Discord that will be able to have discussions about this, and the prompts are weighted from 1 to 3 points. There is a 5x5 bingo board, but no doubling up allowed. You can earn bonus points through reading the host's fave genres or books, and any line of 5 books completed. Depending on the points gained by the end of May will be which tier you fall into. I'm gonna aim for an uber goober, but I also love the idea of the teeny weeny goober. It's just filling me with joy. The tiers will have bearings on the next round that happens in 2025, and there will also be a reading retreat sometime throughout, as well as a set of sprints. Then we have the Horror Mayhem Readathon, which I found on an Autistic Readers channel. This is to read horror books. There is a recommendation, but obviously you don't have to, of reading ones that are 250 pages or less. There are really interesting weekly themes and 36 prompts that you can choose from. You can pick whichever way you want to lean. If you want to just go the weeks and based off that, or if you just want to go the prompts, feel free, or you can do a combination of both. Basically, if you read a horror book throughout, you've completed, and the prompts and weekly themes are just there for guidance, but they are really interesting weeks and prompts, so I would definitely recommend checking them out. Then we have May Chaos Rain, Chaos in Bloom, which I found on Somber Honey Books' channel. And the goal for this is to plan a garden party. The prompts can be used or not, but there are 5 main categories that these fall under. So writing, reading, watching, making, and self-care. And then there are 6 categories to plan your garden party. So location, decoration, beverages, food, entertainment, and dress code. You can mix and match what works for you. So say you want to do the reading prompt for your decoration, but the watching for your location, go for it. It is completely open up to your interpretation. It's very vibes based this time round, and there is also badges. There is also a whole live that will explain it so much better than I ever could. Then we have Readathon, which is created by Mum's Book Collection, and the goal of this is to thin out your TBR, whether that be digital, physical, up to you, by reading books from your backlist. So anything bought before May of 2024. There is a bingo board of prompts with both self-care activities and reading prompts, as well as weekly social media challenges. Then there's May the Force Read With You, which was created by Break Even Books. You're building up a character sheet with prompts to pick a species, weapons, partner, build activities, and callings. You rank up depending on the number of points that you gain. Again, it is 1 prompt per book, and prompts can only be done once. Whilst it is many different options and really in depth, the graphics make it so easy to organize and explains everything in such a linear fashion that it's very easy to follow. And obviously based off Star Wars. Then we have the Asian Readathon, which is created by With Cindy. This readathon is dedicated to reading books by Asian authors. The theme is loosely based upon the movie Past Lives, but they are open to your interpretation. You can double up however you want, but every book that you read should feature a character or author of a different Asian ethnicity. They have a whole directory of Asian books and a breakdown of Asian and Pacific Islander identities and the capabilities of the diversity within this. It is so informative. The Google Doc is just an abundance of information, but obviously if you have things on your TBR that you're already interested in, go for it. Next up, we have Books in Cherry Glow, which is created by My Cozy Chronicles. This is such a beautiful readathon, and the prompts are based off cherry blossoms and their locations around the world, as well as a challenge basically celebrating spring and the cherry blossom season. And the prompts are also surprisingly educational. There was many things that I do not know about cherry blossoms that I learned just watching the announcement video. So this is wholesome, it's sweet, it's lovely, it's beautiful, and very easy to be able to be involved with. Then we have the Georgian Readathon, which is created by Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. The main goal is to read a book by a Georgian writer, a book set in Georgia, the country, but also the US state is accepted, and there is a group read to be selected. The announcement video has a list of books from Georgia and is really informative, so if you need inspiration or ideas, the announcement video will be able to provide all of what you need. But the concept of the readathon is just to celebrate Georgia. Then we have Grey in May readathon, which I found on Sarah Roadworthy's channel. This is celebrating Grey Wolf's Press's 50th birthday by discovering and exploring their publishing catalogue. There are no prompts because that restricts the reading experience for this one. As long as it's a Grey Wolf book, it counts. There is the process of selecting 5 group reads throughout April on their Discord, and recommendations for others is also strongly recommended. It's just a celebration of Grey Wolf Indie Press and the books that are published under them. Then we have Galactic-thon, which is created by the Roomies Digest. This is a competitive sci-fi story-based readathon. You have 4 teams and promoting sci-fi reading. Each team have their own mission storyline, and you will need to complete 5 phases. Reads. Week 1 is the phase 1 prompt, and the phase books need to be sci-fi, but you can accrue bonus points outside once you've finished your main read, which can be non-sci-fi reads. And that's between finishing your phase book and the next phase opening, and then you will get more points as you go through each of the different phases. Then there's the Mermaid Readathon, which I found on Curiosity Library. This is a team-based readathon to complete all the prompts for the designated team of your choice and earn as many points as you can. Additional points are available depending on ticking off your team's criteria, so whether that be their colors or their theme. And there are also drawing prompts, as Mermaid was originally a drawing challenge. And finally, there is A Million Pages in May, which was created by Reading with Rebecca Nicole, and this is a Discord based readathon, and as a community you're reading towards a page goal. Usually they do weekend versions, I think they said, and so they will set a particular page goal, but for this, translating it to a month long, they had no idea, so you know, let's just go for 1 million, why not? And just see how it goes. You can read whatever you like as long as you contribute your pages. That's the main thing. And there is also personalized badges. I am adoring that badges are making a return to readathons because yes! If only my reading wasn't as chaotic as I am. Those are all the readathons that I've found at the time of filming. I need to get this edited. So let me know in the comments, are there any readathons that you're now thinking of participating in? Has any taken your fancy? I'm so excited for whodunit. I just, there's so many good things happening and it makes me so goddamn happy. Anything you want to let me know, leave it down in the comments below. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! Hopefully I'll talk at a slightly slower pace next time, but I doubt it.